Alright, let's get going on our week 5 interleaved. So, first question. Draw and name this shape. Write on all side lengths and angle measurements. Okay, so we're highlighting our key information. We need to write on all side lengths and angle measurements. Let's see what that could mean. So, the first clue, let me go this one. The first clue we have is it has 4 straight sides. So, our first one here, so it needs to have 4 straight sides. So, if I do a shape like that, there we go. That is a potential winner for our first one. So it has 4 straight sides. Let's look at our second clue. It has only one set of parallel lines. Well, the issue with this one is it has 2 sets. There's one there and another set of parallel lines just there. So it can only have one set of parallel lines. So maybe if we go like something like this, then we only have one set there and one set there. Alright, next one. It has 2 right angles. Well, this could still be a potential winner, couldn't it? Because if we call that a right angle and that a right angle, then it has 2 right angles. And this is, to draw a right angle, you need to do a square in the corner, just like that. That signifies right angle. Alright, and the last one. 2 of its sides are 4 centimeters long. Well, if we had another go at this and drew at least 2 of the sides about the same length, that should do it. So they're the same length. Maybe do this one a bit longer, perhaps like that. And we need to have our right angles in there and our parallel lines. So this shape, it satisfies this one. So it has 4 straight sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's one set of parallel lines. It has 2 right angles. And if we call this 4 centimeters and put a hash mark there, a tick mark, we could also do that for this side. So those 2 sides. So by putting a tick mark just here, whatever I've labeled this as, it would also mean that this, where this tick mark is, would also be 4 centimeters long. So here we have it. So it says, draw and name the shape. So what would this shape be? If you've done any sort of geometry so far, you probably know what it is. So if we have something with, well, let me do a better job at that. If we have something with 4 straight sides, just like that, we have a rectangle, yeah, or a square. But what happens if one of those sides, let go there. What happens, and the key here is that this has 2 sets of parallel lines. When we have this shape here, we only have 1 set of parallel lines, meaning this is called a trapezium or trapezoid. You might have heard it called that as well, but trapezium is the word we generally use in Australia because it has, what is a trapezium? Trapezium is it's a quadrilateral. We'll see. Maybe an I, maybe an E here. Who knows? Quadrilateral, so it has 4 sides and exactly 1 pair of parallel lines. If you've got that, you've got a trapezium. Okay. Now, as I explained in the other video, but, well, I guess you might be watching this video before the other video, so who knows. But what I want you to do with all of these is, whoops, cut, use your snip tool on your computer, cut the question, and put that in the first side of your Anki, and then you can cut the answer as well as the working out and put that on your second side. Let me just, a trapezium, that's, whoops, that's our answer just there. So feel free to cut that and put it in your Anki. I'll delete that now. Alright, on to the next question. Let's move this down. Alright, fill in this multiplication grid. I want you to have, maybe cut, just cut, and actually do this. Do from here. So this is the first half of your card in your Anki. Should look like that. So crop that and fill it in. Also, with all of these, have a go at it yourself before I talk you through it. So hopefully you've had a go at doing this by yourself by now. So let's go. So we've got, this is a pretty straightforward one. The other one was a bit more interesting because it had some of these middle areas filled in. But this one is just very straightforward. It's just 8 times 70. So we just need to know how to do this. And I've already shown this quite a number of times, but let's just do it again, just for a refresher. Now we all just need to do this one. We need to know what 8 times 7 is, so we know that is 56. And then we add any remaining zeros. And that will give us 560 as our answer. So let's fill that one in. 560. Next one, 6 times 8. Well, we know that 5 times 8 is 40. So just one more than that, 48. Let's go over here. Let's go over to this one. 40 times 70. Now, if we go back to thinking about this method again, we just need to do, 40 times 70. And we know what 4 times 7 is, which is 28. And then we just add our zeros in. We've got 2 zeros here, so 2,800. Where was that? 2,800. Alright, going down to this one, 40 times 6. Well, let's see if we can do this one out ahead this time. So 4 times 6, what's that? 24, right? 24. And are there any zeros to add? Yes, just this one here in the 40. So let's add that in. So 240. Right, and I can't remember if I said to do this last one in your Anki, but let's do it anyways. So 8, let's go this one here, 8 times 80, 8 times 8 is, as you know, your timetables are 64, and we just need to add the 0 from the 80. Add this 0 from here. And now we have 40 times 8. Yeah, so 4 times 8 is 32, and we need to add 2 zeros this time, so it gives us 3,200. Alright, so take a screenshot of that, put it in your Anki. Oh, I'm just deleting this. How do I delete? There we go. So take a screenshot of the working out as well as the answers. Always remember, the working out is essential. You must do your working out. If I don't have your working out, I will not know that you can do it by yourself. Let's go to this tool. So a number has the following: 12 ones, 24 tenths, and 32 hundredths. What is the number? Let's see. So if I roll up and a line across here, I've got my snazzy tool that just makes them straight lines for me, which I love. Makes it so easy. Alright, now let's fill in our values. So let's say our decimal is here. So this is our ones column, our tens column, our 100s column, our 1000s column. Let's see what we 10, 3, we don't need to go that far actually. Now, what is on the other side? What is the other side here? This is our tenths column, our hundredths column, and our, that's all we need, because it only goes to 3200. It only goes to 24 tenths. We didn't read this closely enough. All right, so 12 ones. So do I put that here, just like this? No, because we can't put two numbers in the same column. So if it's a 2 number, so if we've got 12 in our ones column, the 12 goes like this. The ones carried over to the tens column. So we've got 12 ones. Let's do our 24 tenths now. So let's look for our tenths column. Same thing. We've got 24. We can't actually do that. As you said, we can't put two numbers with 2 digits, both digits. Well, we can't put, let me say that again. Let me just erase this. We can't put a number with 2 digits. We can't put both of the digits in that column. So we need to put the 1 on the 24 tenths on the left of it. Yeah, because it's graduated. It's graduated to a upper place value. That's the word for it. All right, so we've got our 24 tenths. Let's go do our 32 hundredths. So we know this is our hundreds column, right? That's our hundreds column, and we got 32 of them. 32 hundredths. So what does this leave us with? Well, we've got here 2 plus 2. Let's see if I can erase that. Didn't work. Got to use my eraser. Oh no, something's happened there. Oh, glitches. All right, but what do we have here? 2 plus 2, right? It was a 2 and a 2. And 2 plus 2 is 4. So we've got a 4 in here. And so this will give us our number. 3, 2, 1, 4, 4. So if our decimal is here, that gives us 3,214.4. And that's our number. So take a screenshot of that, take a snip, put it in your Anki, and I will now delete it. Delete. Alright, I hope this doesn't. Oh, there it is. That glitch. See if I can erase it now. Oh, there we go, and it's gone. Alright, at the zoo. What did you do at the zoo? I saw 8 kangaroos, 16 emus, and 12 koalas. What a fun trip to the zoo. In the table below, X equals 4 animals. Fill in the correct details. So, we've got a table that we need to populate with, it seems, X's. So, 1X equals 4 numbers. Assuming, fill in the correct details. I assume they want you to put X's. Alright, so let's fill in the table with the information above. So we've got 8 kangaroos, and we need to represent that with X's. So we've got 4 kangaroos, 8 kangaroos, just like that, easy peasy. 16 emus. Well, let's do that. 4, 8, 12, 16. Alright, and let's go on to our koalas. 12 koalas. 4, 8, 12. Alright, so take a screenshot of that answer and put that as the answer in your Anki. Alright, new question. Snapshot in the Anki. Let's go. If the restaurant has plates stacked in the kitchen, 9 plates in each row, 9 rows, and 4 boxes of plates, how many plates are there? Okay, so what do we have? We have 9 plates in each row and 9 rows. This is sounding like a, what do we call them? Goodness, now I've forgotten the terminology. an array. Well, what just happened there? So if we have, let's say these are the plates, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 plates in a row, and there's 9 rows. So if I did snipped this, duplicated it again, 2, 3, feel free to speed this part up if you like. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. 8, 9. Is that 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Excellent. All right, so we've got 9 plates. So we've got 9 plates in our row, 9 rows, and 4 boxes of plates. So assuming a box encases all of these plates, we should have this amount. Assuming that the box goes all the way around the plates, we should have 4 of these because they want 4 boxes. So we need to figure out our array first of all. We know that we know how to figure out arrays. We did this last week. So we've got 9 on this side, 9 on this side. So we do, the way we figure this out is do our 9 times 9. Whoa, 9 times 9, which we know is 81 because we know our times tables. So we've got 81. That's essentially what? 81. And then we need to, so this is our box. And this is our, whoop, what's happened here? I've lost my box. I was going to draw a box, but never mind. Ruined it. 80. Oh no, I turned the 1 into one of the sides of the boxes. 81, there we go. 81 times 4. All right. So, what do we do here? Let me draw this again, because this is a little bit messy. So let's do this. So, we take the 4, and let me do a different color. Let me do this yellow color. So we've got our 4 multiplying the 8. So first of all, we're doing 4 times 80, because the 8 is in our tens column. 4 times 80, we know what 4 times 8 is. We know that's 32. And then we just add our 0. Easy peasy. And then for our second one, the second one is simple, just 4 times 1 is 4. And whoops, I accidentally hit the home button. So now what we need to do is add these together. So the answer would be how many if we come back here, how many plates are there? There are 324 plates. All right, take a screenshot of that. Goes into your answer for your Anki. Come around here, delete. 7. Okay, this is the last one for the page. Let's see if we actually even need this. We probably won't. Let's see. Okay, take a screenshot of the question, put it in your Anki. I had $20,000. Remember, with all of this information, we're taking it into account, but we just were waiting for the question. We know that the question with these types of problems is always at the end here. So that's going to be our most important part. Now, I had $20,000. Okay, I gave $4,000 to the cat's home. I then gave $500 to 4 dog shelters. With the remaining money, I gave $2,000 to wild parks. How many wildlife parks received a donation? All right. So let's see, we know the key information is wildlife parks. How many wildlife parks? That's what we want to know. Whoa, where did this circle come from? Delete. Let's see, I had $20,000, I gave $4,000. So to the cat's home, this surely is one of our wildlife parks. I then gave $500 to 4 dog shelters. Okay, so that's 4, right? 4 different ones. With the remaining money, I gave $2,000 to wildlife parks. Okay, is that just one? I assume it's one. How many wildlife parks received a donation? So, the question is, I gave $2,000 to wildlife parks. This is not a capital. If this were a capital, the name of the park could be wildlife parks, right? But it's not a capital. So, I am inclined to think A, it is impossible to know due to lack of information, and the lack of the information that we have is actually that we don't know. It's because the wording is not very good here. I gave $2,000 to wildlife parks. If they'd said various wildlife parks, then I'd say happily A, but it just says to wildlife parks. I want to say your safest answer is probably A, and then perhaps if this were just forgetting the capital here, yeah, so assuming this is a name of a specific park, wildlife park, or assume an organization or something like that, then that could be another 1, and we could have potentially 6. So it's a good question. So whoever formulated this question, i.e. your teachers, probably should have made it less ambiguous. All right, let's move on. Okay, here we go. Oop, don't want to do that. Do we know what that word means? Ambiguous? If not, look it up now. Put it in your Anki. Okay, so let's go with this next question. Okay, I think there is actually something missing from this. Alright, so I just realized that this part, where's my pen? This part on your sheets would have a box around it. But for some reason on my iPad it hasn't come up. Differences between software system, operating systems, I suppose. So, this number, whichever number that is, well, so something is a number that can be divided exactly by 9. Okay, so we know divided exactly by 9 means it is a part of the 9 times tables, or the 9 skip counting pattern. When divided by 7, 2 are left over. What is the number? Please show you're working out. So if we think of what our 9 times pattern looks like, so we do 9, 18. I want you to take notice of what happens to the first number and the second number as I do this. So we've got 1 and 8. Then we go 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5, 5, 4, 6, 3, 7, 2, 8, 1, 9, 0. What did you notice about the first digit as we're going along and the second digit? It's going up, isn't it? And the second one is going down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The first digit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty cool. Alright, so I've just had my dinner. Let's do 7 times now. So we've got 7, 14, 21, 28. I don't actually know the song, I just know that you guys sing it in class. So 28, 35, 40, 2, 49, there's the next one, 56, then 63, then 70. So when divided by 7, 2 are left over. So that means whichever value up here needs to be 2 more than a similar value seen below in this row. So let's have a look. We'll use our yellow. So if we look at our first one, just here, this is actually 2 more than this one. So essentially, that could be your answer. So 9, in fact, is actually 9 is a number that can be divided exactly by 9, of course. When divided by 7, 7, 2 are left over. 2 are left over. So we've got goes once, we've got remainder 2, right? What is the number? Please show you're working out. This could be your working out. But if we wanted to dig a little deeper, let's have a look for some other numbers. So 18, nope. It's 4 more than 14. 27, looking here, 27, that's 1 less. 36, that's 1 more. 45, it's not 3 more. 54, that is 2 less. 63, it's the same. 72, 70, there it is. That's the number we're looking for, right? Because 72, if we go, maybe I'll do it yellow. So 72, if we divide by 7, it of course goes 1 time into 7, into 2 it doesn't go, and there are 2 remainder. Because this is our remainder. So it could either be 9 or 72 as a possible answer. Alright, wasn't that fun? Let's keep going. Okay, we've got an angles question here. Okay, let me just get another drink. Alright. Calculate the value of the unknown angles below. So, before we do this, we need to understand, let me see if I can draw a circle here. We need to understand that the distance, or in fact the angle of doing a complete rotation of the circle, that is a rotation of exactly 360 degrees. So 360, that is a complete rotation around a circle. So you need to know that before you start calculating here. So it's asking us, shown below. So it's angle X. Which is angle X? This one. This is angle X here. It is labeled as such. Alright, so what is this angle? Well, we know that our full rotation, as seen here, is 360. So it seems like it's 60 less than that. So that would be so 360 less 60, right? Degrees. And that will give us 300 degrees. So that's the answer to our first one. Alright, don't forget to be taking your Anki screenshots. Alright, and the next one is the exact same method. So 360 minus 175. I'll let you do that by yourself. Okay, number 10. Alright, I had 60 chocolate bars. I had. You think this means to eat or to actually possess? We'll see. I had 60 chocolate bars. Half were Kit Kats. Okay, so now we just need to start. Well, it depends what the question is. A third were Crunchies. How many Mars bars were there? Okay, so if we have 60 bars in total, if we do, what do we need to find out? Okay, so let's do this. So let's say, well, in fact, I want to do it with my straight line tool because it's cool. There we go. Let's 3, 4. Okay, that's a bit curved. All right. So if we have what is, let's say, 100%. These are the key percentages that you need to understand how they work. You need to understand how 100% works, 50%, 20, that's how you write a 5, 25%, as well as 10%. Yeah, 10%, and I would argue 1% is also very important to understand. Because with these, if you understand these percentages, if I ask you an obscure percentage like, 61%, using all of these percentages, you'll be able to get there. So you'll probably do 50, and then you'll do 10, adding 10%, and you add 1%. So the way we're going to do this is 60%. 100% is, do blue, is 60 bars. That's 100%. What is 50% of 60? Well, all you need to do is half it. Yeah, 60% is just half. And the way you write it is just like that. Now, half of 60, well, that's just 30. Now, you might notice here as well, from 50 to 25, that's also just half, because half of 50 is 25. So, this one is actually half of half. And it looks like this. A quarter. That's how you write it. In fact, let me not confuse you. Oh, let me not confuse you with this one. I'm just need to put that somewhere else, just so. Maybe here. Maybe I can. No, let me do this. Half. What it looks like, and then the numeral for the percentage. All right, so 25%. So half. So 25% is half of half. So what is just half of our 30 here? Well, that's just 15. 15 is half of 30. Now, what's 10%? The way we work out 10% is we move decimal to the left. One space. Alright, we move it to the left one space. So what does that mean? We take our numeral 60 and the decimal starts out just here, doesn't it? But if we move it to, let me do it like this. Do this yellow. But what we need to do is move it to here. Yeah, and then we get 6. Easy peasy, right? So if it's 58, if it was 58, and this isn't here, you just move it to here. And it's 5.8. That's how you find 10%. If you didn't know that, definitely put that information in your Anki. Alright, and 1% is, let me finish this, move, this is just 2, I'm going to zoom in, spaces to the left. That's move decimal 2 spaces to the left. And so I just didn't want to write it all. And so, for example, if 60 is our number still, 1% of 60 will be 1, 2. It would turn into 0.6%. See that? The decimal's in front of 6. Alright, so that's how we find it. All right, and a third would crank. Okay, so we'll need to do some more manipulation to get that one. All right, this was just telling you key percentages that you want to know. So half were Kit Kats. So we have 60 bars in total, and half were Kit Kats. Well, we know that half of 60 is just 30. So we know that we have at least 30 Kit Kats, and a third were Crunchies. So how are we going to find out a third? Well, we can just, if we take this one, so we take 60, we could either do this times a third, right? Or this is the exact same thing as 60 over 3. Interesting. So 60 divided by 3 will give us a third. So 3 goes into 6 twice, and there it is, 20. So a third of 60 is 20. So we had, so these are, a third were Crunchies. So we had 20 Crunchies. Crunchies. Yum, yum. And now the question is, how many Mars bars were there? Well, assuming that we started with 60 and we've got 30 Kit Kats gone, so that leaves us with 30. Take away another 20 Crunchies, that leaves us with 10. Assuming that the rest are Mars bars, we should have 20 Mars. 20 Mars bars. Sorry, 10 Mars bars. Right? Hang on. I've just confused myself. Let's see. Half, yeah, that's 30. Minus 20, that's 50. Yeah, so that gives us our 60. There we go. That gives us our 60. All right. So take a screenshot of that. Let's move on. Okay. Here's my lasso. Delete all of y'all. All right, have another drink. Okay. So, don't know what this is doing here. Oh, never mind. All right. Next question. Where is 5/8 on the number line? Circle the letter that matches where you think 5/8 would be. Okay, so I'm assuming this is our number line, and these are the labels for our number line. So saying 0 is here, 1 is here, and we need to find 5/8. Well, we know that this number here is below 1 because the denominator is larger than the numerator. If this were larger, if the numerator were larger than the denominator, then it would be over 1. So we know that it is somewhere in this range. Now, 5/8. So what they've done here is they've divided 1 up into 8. So we can do the same. Let's divide it in, let's say this is about half. In fact, they've divided it already into quarters. So if we double these, if we halve these quarters, it should be eighths now. So let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 8 little value hash marks for our number line. So it's divided up into 8. Now we've got 5/8, so that should look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what, out of the whole number line, that's what 5/8 of it looks like. So the letter that most closely corresponds to that is C. All right. Next one. I think the circle's connected with my sticky note. Oh, it's frozen. All right, it's all fixed up now, it was a problem with the sticky note that I had. So, new question. Take a screenshot into your Anki. Do just the first 3. So just instead of doing that, so just do this. So screenshot that. All right, 10% of 25. Now let's go, and of course you still have that table that I've drew up before because you've saved it in your Anki. So you should be able to do this no problem. So 10%, I've already taught you how to do 10%. Fabulous. So we've got our $25 here. 10% we know. We just move 1 to the left, leaving us with $2.5. So we've got 2.5. All right, 50% of 150. We know we just need to halve it. So 150 is the same thing as, this is what I like to do. If you found this difficult to divide, it's probably because you didn't do this. Sorry, when I say divide, I mean, well, yeah, divide by 2. So this is the same as 100 plus 50. And so the way I do this, I break it down into their different place values. So I've got 150. That is actually what I do have. Now, 100, it's easy to half that. Yeah, and then you half 50 too. So that is, halving that. This is, so half of 100 is equal to 50. Yeah, so half of 100 is, don't want to confuse you. Let me not keep going with this. But half of 100, that will give us, that is equal to 50. And half of 50 is equal to 25. So these two things together, these two things together equal 75. So we have $75. 25% of 200, we know that 200 is half of our half. So if we half that, snip, cut in half, that equals, this is the same thing as 100. And if we cut that in half, well, cutting 100 in half leaves you with 50. So that's $50. All right, those were the 3 that I asked you to do. So do the same, you know how to do 50, you know how to do 10, you know how to do 25. So you're all good to finish that by yourself. Delete. And this is the last question. Huzzah, we've made it again. All right, find the pattern and fill the missing numbers. So, my mind, what are my what is my X column? 1 to 8 and Y 2, 4. Okay, we've gone up by 2. It hasn't kept the same. We haven't gone up by 2 here. Have we multiplied by something? Well, the only thing you can multiply 4 with to get 7 is 7 over 4. That's the only thing that would equal 7. But 729's over there. Okay, look at this. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. 16 plus 6 is 24. 24 plus 7. Didn't work. Let me see. Maybe I just got a number wrong. This is what I'm inclined to do. 7. I'm gonna try. Maybe I got it wrong. 11 plus 5, 16. 16 plus 6. Now that is 24. And 24 plus 7 is 31. Give me a minute. I'm a bit stumped with this one.